Hi there, my name is Samuel and welcome back to another video, and today we should be taking a look at the set 75969 Hogwarts Astronomy Tower, which does contain 971 pieces, 8 minifigures, and this did originally retail for £90, $100 and €100. And this set, honestly, is a really awesome set, and this, I think was a massive surprise to me. I could never work out the scale of this set. It's one of those, you look at the photo, and you can't just get your head around what size it is. It's definitely quite an interesting size, like looking at the set. The tower is a bit taller than I thought, and that is a bit more like blocky than I would have thought, and that is a bit smaller than I would have thought. But yeah, it is nevertheless a really cool set, so let's take a look at the minifigures and then the builds itself. So then here we have, from left to right, Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and Ronald Weasley. And these minifigures, honestly, I think are pretty awesome. That was actually a book minifigure back in, I believe it was 2011. I remember getting that book. So it was really cool to see this one, who technically hadn't been in a set before. And I don't think that's ever happened where they've made like an exclusive book minifigure and then they've kind of put them in a set later on in a remake, which honestly I think is really awesome. The leg printing is reused, which is sort of annoying, but still it is what it is. There you can see the back printing, which is pretty cool, and there you can see his generic Harry Potter face where he looks a bit stern, there he looks happy, and you can see there's a bit of a mark on the neck there, a bit of the damage, the pieces, but that is fine. Then there you can see we have Hermione, which honestly, this is a really cool minifigure, and thankfully they've actually given her like triple mold, well not triple, they've dual molded it and then they've painted it on the shoes. Like, that is what we want to see. I don't get why they didn't with the Infinity War Spider-Man minifigure. That still bugs me to this day. And then you can see she has their exclusive face print, which is pretty cool. There you can see her printing, and yeah, that is a pretty cool minifigure. And again, you can see just a bit of damage. I have noticed just odd little sort of like marks and scuffs on these minifigures quite a lot lately, which is kind of sad to see, but there you can see that, which is pretty cool. Then we have Ronald Weasley, which this is a pretty awesome minifigure. I like the printing. There you can see it on the back. The printing looks pretty cool. And the front, so the jumper is really cool, and I like his face with that kind of grin that he has there, that expression, and then he doesn't look too happy here, which is a really awesome with the sand blue legs. And then we have a lavender brown, or you can call her Ray Skywalker, one of the two, or just Ray. But like, seriously, they've reused Ray's face, so that doesn't make sense. I think every actor should have their own face, like, as long as they're okay with it. Like, I guess there's mostly some like laws and regulations or something with that, but yeah, as long as they're fine with it, they should. Every actor, I think it just makes more expensive. It's more respectful as well to give every actor an exclusive face print, unless they're like twins, but then again they could do it different expressions like they have. So yeah, that honestly is a really just a big letdown. And the hair, why is it rubber? I don't get that. But apart from that, this isn't a bad minifigure. Like, I think this is a great minifigure. Just, it could have been better, a lot better. So those are these 4 minifigures. So taking a look at the minifigures, we have Neville Longbottom and we have Luna Lovegood, which honestly, these minifigures are pretty awesome. I like the fact that you get the shield and him in his butler outfit. I just think that is really cool. Just, I think it's be awesome when eventually we get like all the main character variations. Like, he has it for a whole scene, and I think that's a great enough like variation for that. So that honestly is really cool. And there you can see the printing. But the funniest thing is that all out of these minifigures, not many of them, like 2 of them don't have wands, which I don't get that. And wow, mine has got so many marks on it. I don't get why. Like, is that even a mark? Yeah, I think that is a mark. That is a shame there. Like, honestly, that is a shame. But there you can see Neville with that hairpiece, which was introduced with Larry the barista, I believe. And there you can see that expression, which looks really cool. So yeah, that is Neville. I think he is a really awesome minifigure. Then taking a look at Luna, I think that looks pretty cool. She has this different color. I believe that's lavender, which is pretty interesting. And then you can see that there is her back printing, which is pretty cool. There is her face print, and she has no allocated wand, though you would mostly have one spare from like another set or something, or there would mostly be one spare in this set. And there you can see Professor Slughorn, which honestly looks pretty cool. It's great that they actually like bothered to make an exclusive one from the Bricktober pack. That was a worry with him and Umbridge. Would they actually reuse them? Which honestly, that would have been an absolute disappointment. But there you can see his face, which he looks pretty happy, and there he looks pretty like just not too amused. But there you can see that the printing again looks faded. Harry Potter, just the quality absolutely like plummeted last year. I really don't get why, but But there you can see that with the permission of Gordon hairpiece without the print. So that is really awesome. And then finally, we have a Draco Malfoy in his Slytherin robes, which I believe, is this the one where he and Harry have that like fight? I think it might be that one in the bathroom. But yeah, there you can see that, which honestly, that is just such a good minifigure. The hood is really cool and the printing is really nice. And the fact is, it isn't exactly just Malfoy. Like, I guess you could use that for Crabbe and Goyle and just other minifigures. And maybe with the heads that are coming, if those do come to fruition, that would be pretty awesome. So yeah, that is what he looks like. I think he looks pretty cool. There, the hair, I think it definitely should be the other yellow. This is just like, he has blonde hair, but it's more like blondie brown. So the fact that they're literally using the brightest blonde hairpiece they have, I just don't think works. And the eyebrows, they also should be blonde. He should have a different facial expression, but at least they're not using someone who, like an adult when he's a teenager. At least they've got that accuracy there. So taking a look at the greenhouse and their little party table, we'll quickly just take a look at the party table first. Due to this being pretty just simple but pretty awesome, I have to admit, this is pretty funny. That is actually the poo piece. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that, like, you're never gonna forget that they've literally serving like that on cakes. It's literally disgusting. I know it's meant to be chocolate, but the way they first used it, it really can't be unseen here. You have some jammy dodgers, and then we have some glasses and some pancakes. No, they're not pancakes, they're waffles. Why did I say that? I have no clue. We have like the chocolate fountain on like the middle there, which honestly, I think this looks really nice. Like, genuinely, I think it's really well done. Just why do they have to have poop there? Like, seriously, I don't get that. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, they have that there. I don't really know why, but yeah, that honestly I think looks pretty cool. They have like the bean upside down pole that's on the Destiny Bounty going through the middle, being that one, which is pretty cool to get the aesthetic of it. So yeah, I think this is a really nice table. Neville does have one of the glasses with him, and then it's pretty good like size to the table minifigures, which is really good. And then taking a look at the greenhouse itself, I've always wanted one of these. I think it's the 2007 castle. My favorite part always about looking at the photo was always the black horse, skeleton horse in it, and it was also the greenhouse, mainly the greenhouse. So I just thought it looked really cool. Then we got the Herbology book, but it'd be great just to get a greenhouse set. But there you can see that we have the silver door handle, which looks pretty nice, and I have to admit, I like the look of this. Like, genuinely, I think it's a nice little greenhouse. You have some like pottery in there and just some other things. You have like the scissors, you've got the interior. It looks pretty cool. I have to admit, I like the look of it. You can see that we have that there, which is pretty cool. You have like this part that just comes off. It has the Ninjago handles. But yeah, I think that looks really cool. It's a shame that it is quite simple. Like, don't get me wrong, it is good, like I've said quite a lot in this clip, but seriously, it would have been great to get like a bigger one. But there you can see the Mandrake, the Screaming Mandrake, which is pretty cool. And the fact there's no table in the middle is kind of a disappointment. There should, this just got to be bigger. Like, there's no like truth anything else about it. This has got to be much bigger, I think. But yeah, I think this is really awesome. I like the little scissors down, yeah. And then we have this part which that literally should have a window in it. It doesn't. And then we have the door, which of course you know how that opens. And yeah, there we have that path, which yeah, that is what that looks like, which honestly I think that is a pretty neat little build. So take a look at the Hogwarts castle itself. You can see it down here. We have these two massive columns, and yeah, this one honestly is quite a weird, peculiar shape, but I think it looks really good nevertheless. We have these stickers, which I don't like. Just why is the color always different? They haven't managed to like match them up, which like, it's okay, but like, come on, please, we need to get that sorted. But that, I guess it's fine. It's nothing really to moan about at all. But there you can see that there, which that one looks pretty cool. You have some plants at the front, and you have the door, and I really like the architecture of just this set, like the way you have these two massive columns. I just think it looks really cool. And then we have this center window, which is really cool. And yeah, I think it is a really well done little build. You can see we have two flowers here, one on the left and one on the right. That is pretty cool. And then we also And then also we have the frame in here, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I like the look of that. I think it is done really well. And then that is pretty cool. But it's like a bit of fiddly to get it to perfectly align up. But yeah, I still think that is cool nevertheless of that. But yeah, that is really cool. I like the look of that, like I keep saying. And then moving over to here, you can see we have the two flowers with these like, what is it? This light blue sort of color, which is pretty cool. We have this little gap, which I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird, just how we have this like little gap down there, which is pretty cool. I guess it gives it some, like, I don't know, just different structure. It's quite a different build. And then moving up, this is the funniest part. This tower in the background here, that isn't meant to be that whole massive part of Hogwarts, but it isn't. It's like shrunk down. I believe that's like the whole tower where who is it? Dumbledore like is living. So the fact that they've made it that small is incredibly weird. But yeah, there you can see that structure, which is pretty cool. You've got the windows, and then we've got this massive part all the way up here, which looks really cool. So yeah, you have that. You've got the massive window, and just all this looks really cool. You've got the 2x6 with the massive sticker there, and yeah, the tan also is different colors. I've just been noticing so many errors with like Lego tan. Also, like the parts of like the pieces, it has not been as flush. I don't know what's going on with their tan, but I think they really need to have a look at it. Like, it doesn't seem as flush as well, but there you can see we have the massive column going all the way up here, which is pretty cool. And you can see that they have started including the sand green, which I guess was sort of like a thing. Maybe they will be transitioning. There are some Harry Potter rumors, but I'm still waiting to cover them because I feel like there will be more coming out. But I guess I'll do that within the next few days if more doesn't come out. But there you can see that game, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that honestly looks really awesome. This is a bit of an issue. I think that's great, but couldn't they have easily just fit? Look, if you look at that, they could have fit one more of them there. That would have worked miles better, because there's just that hole. Like, that's one issue that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Like, seriously, all they've got to add is one of those bricks, and then that is perfectly sorted. I don't actually have one of them. I don't believe, so I'm not able to do that. I will actually double check just to make sure I don't have one of them. But then you can see we have that gap down there and that gap there, which honestly isn't really an issue. Like, you know, it happens. It does happen. And there you can see the tower going all the way up. So that is pretty cool. You have this on the side, which I do like the look of that. And then if we quickly show you that there's that angle, and then moving around to the side, you have these absolutely just horrible white door frames. Like, they just don't, like, they don't fit in. Where did they get white door frames from? Which then here you can see this room, and I think my issue with this set is spacing. I don't get what it is, but this set just feels like they've gone, right, okay, we've got this really open space, cram. It literally just feels like this needs to be wider. Like, why couldn't they make this? So this is an £85 set. Couldn't they have just bumped it up to 90 or 100 to please just stop making it so feel crammed, honestly? But there you can see we have those, like, little books here and all of that, which is pretty cool. You can sit one of the pupils down there if you wish to. You can add Harry there, which is pretty cool. And this is the potions classroom, which is quite funny because, well, potions, because we've just got the other book of it and putting that in there, which those fall out quite a bit. We then have this book, which I believe that is a Half-Blood Prince's book, is it? No, sorry, it's not. No, it isn't. My bad. It's not that book, but it's still a potions book nevertheless, which is pretty cool. We then have these little lanterns around here, which is pretty cool. I like the look of that. They are using the pumpkin piece in red, which is pretty interesting. Like, I'm not going to lie, I think it's pretty cool that they're using that piece. I think it works really well. And then moving over, we have this, like, really cool little hallway area, which I like the look of that with the broom there, which is pretty cool. You could maybe use it for Quidditch. It does show Draco holding it in the box art and I think the manual art. But there you can see this little room, which honestly looks really awesome. I like the little look of the time turner there, which looks pretty cool. And you have those books there. You have that. And you have the desk, which honestly looks cool. We have the little lantern, which is really cool. And yeah, I think this is really good. You have that there. You have the letter. You also have that again. So yeah, that I think is really cool. The white door frame seriously should have been done in time. That honestly would have made much more sense. You have this little bookcase here, which honestly, taking a look at this, you can see that there, which honestly I think that looks pretty cool. Getting the golden candle, I think it's quite different. You have that, the Daily Prophet. Like, why are they still using that? Please, can we have something else? Like, seriously, what about the one like Harry and Hermione when Rita took a photo of them in like the tent? That at least that'd be something different. You have this book, which is pretty cool, with like the magic globe for Professor Trelawney, I do believe. So yeah, that is pretty cool. This is the Raven's Claw one, of course, so that is pretty cool. You can see we have the two beds there and the flag, and yeah, look how crammed that is. Like, seriously, why is everything so crammed? And that is actually an angled element, so that is pretty cool. Which there you can see the little tower, which honestly I think is really cool. We then have this little gold spear part, and that is actually the tower, I believe, where Dumbledore gets murdered by Snape, which is pretty cool. And I really like the look of that. That honestly looks really awesome. So yeah, I like the look of that. We have the little carpet, and yeah, this honestly I think is really awesome. I really like this little what do you want to call it, telescope piece. I really want to rewatch Harry Potter now all of a sudden. And then there we have the parts about the stars aligning with whatever system. Looks like we've got some crab and some together joint system. I'm not too sure there, which is pretty cool on those scroll pieces. So that is out there, which honestly looks really cool. And that is that room. And again, another white door frame. Why do we have white door frames? And one final note, we do have Hedwig here, which is pretty cool. I really like that owl piece. So that is honestly a really awesome piece. And yeah, you can see that you can attach this to the side, which honestly I don't really recommend it. It doesn't look good because you can't really see it, but there you can sort of see it from all the different angles. It just doesn't exactly work. But there you have it. I hope you did enjoy this video. And yeah, this honestly is a great set. Don't get me wrong, but seriously though, I just feel like they've literally crammed this. Like, why? It's like they just need to make it wider, like push it back a bit and fill in a bit more. Like, yeah, that's just the issue. Like, that area isn't as crammed, yeah, but then that, it just feels like there's got to be more space. So yeah, that is what I think of this set. I think it is a great set nonetheless, and I recommend it if you like it. But really, don't pay full retail. You can definitely, I know you can get these a lot cheaper. So but yeah, look out for that. But anyway, that was today's video. I hope you did enjoy this review, and until tomorrow's video, I'll see you there. Bye for now.